Hi there again everyone, Leanne here and welcome back to Leanne's Loopy Library. So today I'm going to do my TBR game, which is Hooked and Booked, the Hooked and Booked TBR game for January and February of 2023. So it'll be my very first TBR game of the year, which is exciting. So yeah, I'm just going to jump straight into that after saying Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all of you. I'm really grateful for you watching and being here on my channel, so thank you very much for following me on my reading journey. So on to the game, I guess. Happy New Year everybody. So on to roll number 1. Okay, so I rolled a 2 on that one, and I landed on a hook prompt, which gave me a book with a symbol on the cover. So for this, I saw on script that there was a book called A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, and I thought I had to have this on my TBR somewhere. There's a little gingerbread man on the cover. I will leave a picture of the cover here. And I thought that was a very symbolic thing of the book, you know, the baking, and it looks like a very, I think it was a scared gingerbread man if I remember correctly. Oh no, it was an angry gingerbread man holding a knife. So I feel like that's very symbolic of the book that I will be reading. So I'm very excited to read that one by T. Kingfisher. I don't even want to know what it's about, to be honest. I just want to dive in and just see what happens because that title sounds hilarious. So yeah, I'll be reading that as my first prompt. On to roll number 2. So I rolled a 2 again, never mind, and I landed on the Rainbow Yarn, and this landed me with a book published between 2000 and 2010. I had to search long and hard for this book just now because I was looking at my shelves. I have so many quite recent releases. I have books over the past 10 years or so. I've got quite a few books before 2000, but it was actually quite hard for me to find a book that was published between 2000 and 2010. And I finally landed on Nobody's Princess, a book I've had for ages. I've had this book a long time and never read it. And this is by Esther Freisner. So I thought I'd read this. I know it's about mythology. I'm pretty sure it's about Helen of Sparta to Helen of Troy. It takes place in like a Trojan, Iliadic kind of setting. I don't even know if Iliadic's a word, but I've just used it. But an Iliad kind of setting, and I'm pretty sure it's a romance. I don't know whether I'm gonna like it or not, but I'm gonna give it a try because I have it and I need to see if I like it or not. Finally, this is one of my TBR vets. I've had this on my shelves just for the longest time, so it's about time I gave it a try. So yeah, that's my second roll. On to roll number 3. Oh, so I rolled a 3 and I got a free space here. So this means I have to, oh no, an actual free space. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of blank spaces. I got a free space, so it's any book of my choice. I'm not going to treat this the same as a mood read because a mood read would be just leaving it up to me at the time, but this, I still have to choose a book for this, so I'm going to read Rat Queens Volume 4, which is the one I think I'm on. I'll leave a picture of Rat Queens here. These comics are hilarious and I'm very excited to continue on with them because I haven't read them in a little while. They are on script for me to read. They're fabulous little comics which are very Dungeons and Dragons based, and the characters are fantastic. They go through fantastic quests and it's just so funny. It makes me laugh so much. So I am very excited to carry on with Rat Queens. If you like D&D and you like to watch other people's adventures and stuff like that, I highly recommend this because It's a very D&D adventure basically, and it's fantastic, and yeah, I think you'll love it if you like D&D. So, on to roll number 4. So on roll number 4, I rolled a 1, which landed me on a hook and gave me a book with stars on the cover. So I haven't read Becky Chambers in a while. So I did actually attempt to read Record of a Spaceborne Few a while ago and put it down and didn't pick it up again. So I feel like now's the time to get back into it. I've heard so many people say that it just takes time to get into this one specifically. The other ones I jumped into, I loved them, I just couldn't put them down. This one I put down and couldn't put back up, so second chance. I really want to read Becky Chambers books because I know she's a fantastic, fantastic author, and I know this is probably going to be great too. I just need to give it more of a chance because I don't think I got that many chapters in either, so I'm gonna add this as book 4. Book 4? Yes, book 4 of my TBR. By the way, these are, I can't really give you a synopsis or any like kind of description of this book because it's the 3rd one in the series, but the best I can say is some characters were travelling through space together in the first one on a mission. They're all different kind of people, some are from different planets, so they are like alien life forms who are just as intelligent as people, if not more so, some of them. So they're just kind of coexisting together, doing a mission together. People are of different kinds, are living all over the universe, and yeah, this is about some of the characters from the first book, and also new characters kind of doing that kind of thing. Like I say, I can't say much with it being the 3rd book in the series, but these are beautiful, beautiful books and heart-wrenching, lots of found family kind of stuff, and it's just perfect for me. So it is absolutely 100% something I want to read. So on to roll number 5. Okay, so I rolled a 2 and landed on a blank space. So this is basically spaces reserved for recommendations. So I have a list of recommended books by different people, by friends, both online and people I know, like in person. And so each month, if I land on any blank spaces, I will pick from that list. So this time, because I think we're starting this series in January, I am going to give Assassin's Apprentice a second try. I read this years ago and I remember not loving it, but my opinions change at different times reading things, as I've noticed. So I know this is such a well-loved fantasy series, and I'm gonna give it a go because I hardly remember what happened. So yeah, I'm gonna read Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb and hopefully start my read through the, is it the Farseer series, is it called? Yes, the Farseer trilogy, or at least part 1 of Farseer. Start my adventure with the Robin Hood books. On to roll number 6. Okay, so I rolled a 3 and got another blank space. So another recommended book, I guess. Let's see on my list what I got. So another recommended book is Silence of the Girls, and this is by Pat Barker. This was recommended to me by Manda from the Wicked Good Books Discord server. She's my friend over there, and she thinks I will very much like this. This is another book actually about Talon and Sparta and Troy and basically the Iliad story again. And I feel like I think this is more of a feminist story for it. So I think that other one was a romance. This is very feminist, as far as I remember. And so I'll see what the difference is. So I'm going to read 2 very similar books this month. See how that goes. But yeah, this came highly recommended by Amanda, so I'm excited to give it a try. Oh, Assassin's Apprentice, by the way, was recommended by Alwyn from the same Discord server. So yes, that was Alwyn's pick for me to read. On to roll number 7. Okay, so I rolled a 1, which was not the best roll. I landed on the tangled up cat, which means I've got to go back and untangle myself from that. So I am basically starting again. I've still got to read all these books I've chosen, but I'm starting the game again from the start, but with the books I also just chose. Fun times. So landing on the tangled up cat means that I have to bring this out again. This is my TBR jar, full of little bits of paper, folded up, containing lots of books on my TBR. I haven't updated this in a while, so my newer books won't be in here. Let's hope it picks something nice for me, because it looks like this is going to be a long list. Okay, so let's see if it's a kind one. Okay, Innocent Mage. Yes, this is a book I have on my Kindle. If it's going to focus at all, I do not know. I think I know to put it in front of my face for it to focus. But yeah, Innocent Mage. I can't remember it's by, but I'll put an image here. Yeah, this is another fantasy series, isn't it? Yeah, I think this is something I have on my Kindle or something along those lines. But yeah, I'll put an image of it here. This is going to be fun. Yeah. I mean, it is something obviously I want to read because it's on my TBR, but it's another long one. And I know this TBR is going to be long, having had to go back to the start and already having quite the list. Oh no. Basically, magic is outlawed. Somebody's secretly got a prophecy and probably magic, and obviously they're innocent of using magic, but yeah, I imagine it's something like that anyway. It'll be interesting to read. So yeah, the Innocent Mage is now on my TBR. And I'm back to the start of the game. Fun times. Okay, let's go on to, I think, roll 8. Yeah, roll 8, even though it looks like I'm at the start of the game again. Oh, fun. I'm so glad this is 2 months worth of reading instead of 1. On to roll number 8. Okay, so I rolled a 2. And I landed on a hook. I landed on this at the beginning, right? So I landed on a hook and I got a book with a weapon on the cover. So I had, yeah, I think I had a weapon on the cover. A book on my TBR that I didn't read, so I'm going to add that back onto my TBR, and that is To Kill a Kingdom. And that is by Alexandra Christo, I think. Yes, it's got a dagger on the cover, so I can use that one. This is a book about a siren who I think is tasked to go and kill a prince. She's already killed a bunch of princes. She's tasked to go and kill another one. And I think something happens along the way. She falls in love with him or something. I feel like that's the plot, but I did start it and it seemed good. So it's basically quite an entitled princess siren or something, who hates humans, so she's going to go off and she kills princes. I think she tries to get them to fall in love with her and then kills them, and takes their hearts. Or yeah, I think she has hearts. Yeah, she collects hearts or something. So yeah, that'll be a fun read. I think I can get the audio for it now, so that would be great. I'll definitely read it this time, hopefully. So yeah, that's To Kill a Kingdom on my TBR. On to roll number 9. And I rolled another 2, just like at the start of the game. I rolled 2 2s in one go. It's like it knows. It's like this dice knows what's going on. Anyway, I rolled another 2 and landed on Rainbow Yarn, and this is a book with in the title. I'm going to have a little look to see what I have, I think. I'm finding it hard to see a book that's got the word in it. I have a plan. It's not the word in, but there's an I and an N together in the style. So I'm going to read Goblin Market. I just got this for Christmas, so I am very excited to read it. It's a shorter book on this massive TBR that I've got, that I'm going to have. So I think I deserve this little out, but it definitely has in the title. So it's 9 and N next to each other in the correct order. So I'm going to read this. And it's by Diane Zeller. This sounds like a really cool book, and I am very, very excited to read it. From what I remember, a goblin gets this girl to eat a plum or something like that, a piece of fruit, which is like poison, but it entices her to go with him into another realm, and then her sister has to go and rescue her. That's what I remember from the synopsis. I don't think I've read books about goblins before, not many anyway. I don't remember if I have, but I am quite excited to read a book about goblins and the goblin market, and it's clear that they're probably the baddies because somebody's been kidnapped by one. So it's a really beautiful cover, isn't it? Spooky cover, but very pretty. I'm very, very excited to jump into this one. How many times can I say I'm excited about something in one video? Yeah, so this is book number, where am I? How many books have I got on here now? This is book number 9. Going on to my TBR pile. Fun times, guys, fun times. So, also, where are we? Oh, roll 10. On to roll 10. So that was kind of the game. I rolled a 3 and landed on a free space. So I'm adding a comic because it's a free space and I can do whatever I want. Rat Queens Volume 5. I'm going to carry on with that because I love it and I really want to get those comics read. So I'm adding Rat Queens. I've already talked about Rat Queens, so on to roll 11. Yes, roll 11. Okay, a bigger number for a change. So I rolled a 6 and landed on a blank space. So that is another recommendation. And my good friend and partner's cousin Becca ages ago recommended Gilded by Marissa Meyer to me. So I am absolutely 100% adding this on. I am 100% going to read it because I am excited. I am excited to read this book because I already have the second one and still haven't read the first one because I saw pretty sprayed edges and they don't have them anymore, so I'm glad I bought it anyway. So I've read Marissa Meyer before. I read the Cinder series, the Lunar Chronicles I think they were called, and they were really, really good and I enjoyed them. So I'm confident that I'll like Gilded. Hopefully I actually will. So it's about a curse. Okay, my dad just rung me, so I've had to answer that and continue recording now. So back onto that. I was saying that my good friend and partner's cousin Becca recommended Gilded to me by Marissa Meyer. I think I mentioned the Lunar Chronicles. So this is somebody is a storyteller and she's been cursed by the god of lies, and her stories draw attention from an Earthling. And she's swept away into the world of enchantment where ghouls prowl the earth and ravens track her. I'm just paraphrasing the blurb, by the way. It sounds like Fae again, maybe? Another Fae kind of story. She's locked away in a castle. Oh, it's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. She's spinning straw, right? That makes sense. So she has to spin straw into gold or be killed for lying. She summons a mysterious young man to help her, but he only agrees to help her for a price. And it looks like she falls in love. Will she fall in love with Rumpelstiltskin, maybe? We'll have to see. It seems so. So yeah, I'm excited to read that. That sounds really cool, actually. I didn't realise it was Rumpelstiltskin. I just kind of bought it based off recommendations and the author, really. But that sounds awesome. I can't wait to read this. On to my TBR goes. Okay, so what roll are we on now? Roll number 12. Okay, so I rolled a 2 again. This one really likes 2s. I landed on a Needles prompt, and it's to read a book from a familiar author. And I know just the book to read for this because I've been wanting to read book 2 of this series for ages. So I'm going to read The Last Graduate, and this is by Naomi Novik. I read the A Deadly Education ages ago, and it creeped me the heck out. Because I was sat in bed reading a really, really creepy bit with the Moors. The Moor mouth thing, which was horrific. Yeah, so I've been wanting to read The Last Graduate for a while, so I'm adding that to my TBR. I think I added it before, but I'm adding it again because I do really, really want to get to this book eventually. So yes, it's about somebody who goes to a school and it's full of creepy, weird things. Basically, they have to survive their graduation by fighting these horrific beasts, these horrific monsters that they've had to live in a kind of boarding school with for a while. But they get put in like the deepest, darkest parts of the school and they have to escape, and there are like horrific monsters down there. So only the strongest survive, only the ones who can fight off these monsters will live. Yeah, so I'm going to read the second one. And I really hope it's just as good because the first one was great. And terrifying. So yeah, I'm going to add that to my TBR too. On to roll number, where am I? 13. Okay, so I rolled a 1 and went on to another blank space. Okay, so another recommended. I am going to read To Be Taught Fortunate by Becky Chambers. I hope I can read this one. I hope this is a standalone. I'm not actually sure. I don't think this is part of the series. So, if I can't read this one, I'll try and squeeze in the final book beforehand. If I can. But I have no idea what this is about. It's a very short Becky Chambers book, which is why I grabbed this one, because it was one of the shorter recommendations that I have. But I have no idea what this is about. I just saw Becky Chambers and bought it, so yeah. That's going to be roll number 13. So on to roll number 14. Okay, so I rolled. So I rolled a 3. And I landed on the Tangle Cat again, so I've got to go back again. Like, I know it's not the start this time, but I've got to go back again. This game does not like me right now. It really does not like me right now. Okay, this one. Okay, so I am apparently reading the 7th Cadence. I don't know if you can see that at all. The 7th Cadence. I've got this on my Kindle as well. I know nothing about this book. Nothing at all. All I know is that there's a big massive dragon on the cover. I'll leave the cover here. That is all I know. I think I got it for free at the time, and that's why it's on my list. It's fantasy, it's got dragons. That's literally all I know about this series. This book? Series? I don't know whether it's a series, I don't know if it's standalone, but it's on this, it's on the list now. So we'll see if I get to that. On I go, on I go. Yes. On to roll number 15, I believe. I rolled a 6 again, which is a good move after this being sent back. Okay, I rolled a 6 and I landed on stitch markers, which gave me a book with illustrations in. I have no idea what books have illustrations in this room, apart from the ones I've already read, like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And I have to have a little look, I think. I believe this has some illustrations. I've literally just got this and that's why I know. Yes, this has illustrations in. More than one, I'm assuming. I think it's like, you're at this part of the book, have an illustration kind of a situation. Yes. They look like tarot cards or something. Yeah, okay. Illustrations. They look like tarot cards. I'm gonna add Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell. I hope I can read this book because I've only read the first one in the other series, which is called The Traitor's Blade, I believe. The series isn't called that, but the first book is. I hope I can read this and it's not set in the same world or something. I will look it up before I read it. But for now, this is taking the illustrated books prompt space. So I'm going to read Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell. I literally received this for Christmas, so I don't quite know what it's about yet. I know it's got like jewels and mages and apparently magic isn't around anymore. Okay. There's not much on the blurb, but magic's disappeared and it's about mages and magic and stuff, so we'll have to see how that goes. It's got a really cool illustrated cover though, where there's lots of cards. I'm assuming there's lots of cards involved in this book because all the illustrations seem to be tarot and stuff, so I'm excited to read it. Yeah. I'm somewhat excited to read all of the books I own. So yeah, Spellslinger's that one. Okay, so on to roll number 16. Oh my goodness. Okay, roll number 16. Okay, I rolled a 1 and I landed on a blank space. So, another recommendation. What do I have? Okay, this is something I've been wanting to read for a while anyway, so I'll add The Invisible Life of Adela Rue. This is a recommendation from Elwyn over on the Discord server, as before mentioned, the Wiki Good Book server. And yeah, I've been wanting to read this for a while. I've read one other Victoria Schwab book. Looks like I'm reading the standalones first because I read Gallant before and kind of going backwards instead of from the beginning. But it doesn't matter, that it's a standalone. As far as I'm aware, it's a standalone story about a woman who people might see and speak to her, but as soon as you look away from it, you forget that she exists. And you're reading from like her life, her point of view, and what it's like to experience that. I think she's been cursed to experience this, and so we see what happens with that kind of life. Yeah, and I've been wanting to see what it's like for a while to read that, so be interesting to see what it is like. I have heard people saying that they've been deceived by the description of this book, so I'm not going to read any more descriptions. That's all I know about it, is that people forget about it after they've looked away. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, I think. So on to roll number 17 now. Okay, roll number 17. Okay, I rolled another 1 and landed on a Needles prompt, which gives me a mood read. So I'm not going to pick a book for this. I'm going to read whatever I want, when I want it, within those 2 months. For that prompt, I am not going to plan that one. That is literally going to be a mood read. I can choose anything I want. So I can be free with that one. I'm not going to say what it's going to be. Okay, straight on to roll number 18 then. And roll number 18 is another blank space. Okay. Okay, so my other recommendation, I'm going to use my friend Becca's recommendation again, because she's given me quite a list. So I'm going to read Serpent and Dove. Yeah, I've heard very, very mixed things about this book, so I'm hoping I'm one of the ones that like it. I think a lot of people liked the first one, but then continued with the series and didn't. My friend recommended this, even though she's of mixed opinions of it as well, because she doesn't know whether I like it or not, so she wants to kind of share her opinions with me, I think, so I'm going to see what it's like, because it's been on my list for a while. I think I've got it on my Kindle, so I might as well add it to the list and give it a go. Because this TBR is crazy anyway, and I probably won't read half the things that are on it because it's immense. Anyway, on to, because I don't know what this book is about. I don't remember. I read the synopsis ages ago. But it's another very YA book, so let's just go with that. On to the next roll number 19. Okay, so I rolled a 1 again. And it made me go back. I landed on the Tangled Cat again. Here we go again. Give me something nice this time. Okay. What's this one? The Wolf and the Woodsman. I actually have that book physically. So another bulky book's going on my TBR, and this is by Ava Reid. I've also heard mixed reviews about this one, so again, I'll have to see how I think of it. Samantha Shannon has said it's a stunning debut though, so we have to trust the Queen, Samantha Shannon, author of Prior the Oratory, which was a fantastic book. So let's trust that she was right. Anyway. Yeah, this is getting quite a stack, and this isn't even all the books. Hey. So I'm losing the will to live right now. On to roll 20. Yeah, roll 20. So I rolled a 1, landed on a stitch markers prompt, and my prompt is to read a book with a map inside. So you're probably seeing this lurking in the background, but it's something I've been wanting to reread for a while, so I was hoping I could read this on. Let me just make sure it's got a map inside. Yes. I read this years ago and I've been wanting to read it again so that I can continue on with the series. This is The Smoke Thieves by Sally Green, and I remember really enjoying it. I just can't remember anything about it now. So it's about demons who use smoke as like part of their magic, and I think they're figuring out the secrets of the smoke and seeing what it's all about basically. There's like 5 different protagonists by looks things. Like I say, books I read years ago I don't remember much about. It's not good, is it? But I think I remember really liking it. I feel like I remember one of the female main characters that has like a friend or a sister. I think it might be a sister with them. Anyway, I could be getting it mixed up with something else. I've just read so many books. It's got pretty pink edges, and it's I like I say, I remember really enjoying it and giving it a high star rating. I think it was really cool, but then I didn't have the follow-up books. I do now, so hopefully I can read the series and enjoy it even more this time, because I tend to enjoy books upon reread even if I don't remember anything about them from before. So I'm gonna read The Smoke Thieves. On to roll number 21. So I rolled a 5 and I'm close to the end now. I'm close to the end. I better get there now. Okay. So I landed on Rainbow Yarn and it's to read fantasy book. That is probably the easiest prompt I've landed on so far, other than mood read and free space. Yeah, fantasy is what I read, is what I do. I'm gonna put a sequel in here because I've hardly used any and I need to carry on with things I'm already reading. So I read Magic Steeped in Poison, that's it. So I'm going to read the sequel this time, and I'm going to read A Venom So Dark and A Venom So Dark and Sweet, I think it's called. Yeah, I really want to carry on with this while it's still in my mind, while I still know what's going on. I really enjoyed the first one. I really enjoyed the tea magic, and yeah, this sounds like it's about poison again, because there's people poisoning tea and getting people to unknowingly kill family members and poison them, and it's horrific. Our main character did this to her mum and her sister. Her mum died managing to save her daughter before it could like really badly affect her, but it's also killing her slowly now. Like, it's made her really unwell. And in the first book, our main character goes to the palace and enters the competition to become, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically the tea makers for the crown, because they can use magic and prophesy stuff and see the future with it. That kind of cool stuff, and it's really, like, they see it in the smoke, they have visions from the tea. It's fantastic. So I'm excited to get into the second one and see how it continues, because it was really good, the first one. So yeah. So hopefully I get my final rolls in now, whether that's 1 or 2. On to roll number 22. Okay, I rolled a 2 and I'm on a blank space, so it's another recommendation, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to some of these books, like within the next 2 months at least. But I'm gonna add my partner's auntie's recommendation. I've no idea whether it's a book I like or not. It's called Saundered. It's part of something called the Nevermore trilogy. It's about zombies. That's all I really know about it. That some kind of drug was put out for weight loss, I think. And it's basically turned a bunch of people into zombies. And the main character's got to survive this zombie apocalypse, and it's only like by chance that they didn't take the pill or something. Anyway, I don't normally like zombie stuff, so I'm giving it a chance because it's been recommended to me. We'll see. So I'm gonna go on to roll number 23 and hope that this is the final one, because there's only a few spaces left, guys. Roll high, dice. Roll high. Okay. I rolled a 5. It's the end of the game. No more books. No more books. That's plenty. It's more than enough. I suppose I've got a good list to choose from in the months of January and February now. This video went on forever. Yeah, so if you're still with me, thank you very much. Leave a purple heart in the comments, or if you can't type emojis because you're on computer, put like the old-fashioned smiley face or old-fashioned heart. That'd be great. I don't even know why I'm saying this, but it's a long video, so like I say, if you're still here, then you persevered, just like I have with this list and this game. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Happy reading, and TTS, I can't speak now, and TTFN, ta-ta for now, bye bye.